Digital transformations can be complex endeavors. There's a lot of details and moving parts to keep track of, and it can be overwhelming to understand what digital transformation is and how to make it successful. But how do we simplify digital transformation? That's what I want to talk about here today. My name is Eric Kibberling. I'm the CEO of Third Stage Consulting. We're an independent consulting firm that helps clients throughout the world reach their third stage of digital transformation success. And as we're learning about and preparing for digital transformations, it's oftentimes easy to get lost in the complexity and the details of digital transformation. It can be overwhelming with all the different concepts and technical terms and different types of technologies and things to worry about and to manage during a digital transformation. But sometimes we forget to simplify things, just to boil it down to the basic fundamentals so that we can understand and be more effective at digital transformations. So what I want to do today is really try to boil down digital transformation into something very simple and digestible so that you can manage your project more effectively. Now, for more information and best practices around digital transformation, I encourage you to download our digital transformation report. It's an annual report we publish each year that covers the best practices you need to know to make your digital transformation successful. And it also provides independent reviews and rankings of different softwares and technologies in the digital transformation space. You can read that white paper and that report by scanning the QR code in front of you, or you can go to the links in the description field below. One of the first ways that we recommend clients potentially simplify their digital transformation is to actually reduce the technical scope of their project. This may sound counterintuitive. Why would we reduce technology in a digital transformation? But the reality is most organizations bite off more than they can chew. They try to implement too much technology in too little time, and they end up neglecting the more important parts of digital transformation. And I'm going to talk about some of those more important parts of digital transformation later in this video. But the key here is to really focus in on those highest value areas that you can implement to get the most value in your business organization with the lowest amount of risk. If you try to bite off more than you can chew, or you try to do too much in too little time, you're going to end up with too much technology that adds to the complexity of your transformation. It's going to cause you to neglect the more important parts of your transformation, and it's going to leave you with a bunch of technology that you don't end up using or getting value out of. So one of the first things you can do to simplify your digital transformation is really simplify the technology itself and really prioritize and focus on those areas where you're going to get the most immediate and long-term business value. Another thing we can do to reduce the complexity and to simplify digital transformation is to really focus on not just big, massive technologies that automate an entire enterprise, but to focus on technologies that address specific needs within our business. And one of the ways to do that is to deploy point solutions or functionally focused types of solutions that focus on solving a finite set of problems. In other words, we want to deploy technologies that aren't necessarily trying to fix every problem or every opportunity for improvement within our organization, but instead are focused on the highest value parts of our organization. So for example, instead of deploying an enterprise-wide technology that's going to take years to implement and adds a lot of cost and complexity and risk to your organization, we might instead say, well, let's focus on some functional areas within our business that we have the most immediate opportunity for improvement. If that immediate opportunity for improvement involves selling more and generating more revenue, then perhaps a CRM or a customer relationship management type of technology might be a better, more simple solution. If human resources and talent management is one of your biggest pain points or opportunities for improvement, perhaps HR technologies like Workday and UKG or other types of HCM technologies might be better solutions. Or finally, just one more example might be supply chain management solutions. If you're really struggling to manage your supply chain effectively, why deploy an enterprise-wide technology to solve that one problem when you could deploy a solution or a technology that fixes your supply chain? So those are just a few examples of how you might really boil down or narrow the scope of what your technology deployment is in a way that focuses on point solutions and industry or niche focused solutions that are going to be more effective than trying to deploy technology across your entire enterprise. The human dimension of digital transformation is arguably the most difficult and the most complex part of a digital transformation. The technology itself can overwhelm a team. It can create a lot of complexity and risk and challenges and problems during an implementation. But those technical challenges pale in comparison to the human-centric aspects of digital transformation. In other words, human behavior is very difficult to change, and anytime you introduce organizational change into an organization, it's going to create challenges and problems and complexities that are hard to predict. So strangely enough, the more time you spend focusing on this really complex part of the digital transformation, which is the human or the change management part of digital transformation, the more likely it is that you're going to reduce the complexity and you're going to address that complexity that's introduced as part of those human issues. So having a robust change management plan, a clear and effective change strategy, and a very deliberate way of addressing these human aspects of digital transformation is one of the best ways you can reduce complexity and risk within a digital transformation. Now, I won't dive into all the different dimensions of change management or provide any strategies or tips in this video as it relates to change management, but I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel, which you can find right here, that focuses on all change management related content and videos. You could also read my guide to organizational change management, which you can read by scanning this QR code in front of you right here. And you can also find links to both of those resources in the description field below. One of the most effective tips that I can provide to help reduce complexity and risk within an organization's digital transformation is to really focus on alignment. More specifically, reducing misalignment within an organization. Every organization has a certain amount of misalignment. There's internal politics, there's organizational psychology, there's different individual personalities and different components of organizational behavior that we have to be aware of, and that creates complexity, it creates misalignment. And every organization has a certain degree of misalignment, so the key here is to understand what is the source of misalignment, where are we misaligned, and how can we get everyone on the same page to understand what this digital transformation is and what it means to our organization. If we can do that, we can turn what are typically headwinds in the form of misalignment into tailwinds, which support the project and actually speed things up in the form of alignment. Just to give you a quick example, if I'm a leader within an organization where the executive team is infighting, we're not on the same page, we don't see things the same way in terms of where we're headed as an organization, we're highly unlikely to be successful in any sort of digital transformation. No matter how well that digital transformation is run and managed, we could have the best technology, the best implementation team, perfect solution for our organization, but the fact that we're misaligned is going to create so many problems that we're highly unlikely, if not very unlikely, to be successful. So one of the things we need to do is make sure that we address those areas of misalignment and get aligned, get on the same page to ultimately reduce the complexity of digital transformation. Another way that we can reduce complexity in digital transformation is to provide focus and direction for our digital transformation team. And one of the best ways we can do that is to provide measurable targets and expectations for what we want the digital transformation to do for our organization. Now, a lot of times when people think about metrics or performance measures for digital transformation, they focus on things like finishing the project on time and on budget. And those are very important, don't get me wrong, but what's even more important and even more impactful to an organization is what is the measurable impact that this digital transformation will have on our overall organization after we've gone through the transformation. So having a clear roadmap to what our expected business benefits are, our benefits realization, and our value creation plan is very important. And not only does that help ensure that we get the business value we expect to get out of our technological investments, but it also provides us sort of a North Star or guiding light for the digital transformation team so that they can focus on the things that are actually going to deliver business value during a digital transformation. And it's also going to help ensure that they don't go off track and start getting into rabbit holes and going down rabbit holes of technology and other sorts of process changes that aren't adding business value to the organization. So one of the biggest things you could do to decrease complexity in your digital transformation is really focus on these measurable components of digital transformation. So I hope this has provided you some guidance on how to simplify and demystify the complexity of digital transformation. For more best practices and lessons learned and tips and ideas on how to make your digital transformation more successful, I encourage you to download and read our Digital Transformation Report. It's a report we publish each year, features a number of independent reviews and rankings of different software solutions, as well as implementation best practices for organizations about to go through a digital transformation. You can read that report by scanning the QR code in front of you right here, or you can go to the links below in the description field to find that. So I hope you found this information useful and hope you have a great day.